Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Inspyre Btyes, where this is basically the off-cut shoot of the podcast, where we get a bit more raw and just like talk about our journey.
Yes,
because as two guys working full time, this journey is tough. You know, on the pursuit of trying to create your own business, your own enterprise, your own kind of thing, as well as juggling, you know, life and everything else that basically comes with it. You know. And so these little bites are going to be windows into just our thought processes, how we go about things, and obviously the hesitations that we might have in order to kind of inspire everyone that's also on their journey to know that it's not going to be as easy as Instagram makes it out to be. You know, there's going to be tough moments. So I got a couple questions that we're going to go through. The first one is the year as a whole. And if we had to name this year of Inspyre, what would we call it?
I think for me, like the year of recognition, the year where we got recognition from like the people around us in our wider circles and what we do. I guess the live events have really put us on the map. We've been doing this for a long time, doing the podcast and stuff, but thinking about how we're going to finally do live events and like kicking it off with a book club and then getting invited to do a conference at Rio Consultancy in Wales, and then doing our live show as well. I think people are really getting to know what we're about and what Inspyre is about, you know. And I think that end of year event really just rounded it up really well. I think people have a solid idea now who we are and what we're about, even though we didn't introduce ourselves in that event, funnily enough. We didn't say it was Mohammed and Shamoki from Inspyre. So I don't know, maybe some people left that show without even knowing
who the hell these guys are on the stage.
Who the hell are these guys? But also recognition in ourselves that we can do things like if you just put our minds to it, if you just say, all right, let's just get cracking. Whereas before we were always overthinking things, you know. But also in terms of the people around us, before it was always like, oh, they're just going off to do that little podcast. But now, like, I'll say people believe, like people around us believe in us as well, where they've always been supportive, of course, but now they're getting stuck in with their hands as well.
This is what you're doing.
Yeah, so like that classic saying, it takes a village. I think now our village is coming and supporting us in every single time, making the layouts, the food, the desserts, the tea. So like my sisters, my wife, your wife, her sisters, everybody who's kind of supported us along the way, your brother, the camera work, Ozzy, the cameraman, like all of those people are recognizing that like there's something valuable here that they want to support as well and kind of help us grow.
Thing, to do it on their own backs. Even like the event, you know, like my sister-in-laws and I were helping people coming in. Your wife was on the doors. My brother. Someone else's brothers on. They're also helping with the cakes, arranging in the boxes. There's a lot to do, and
there's
if
all
we had
factory
to be
going
on top of all of that, like we would have not been in the headspace to be able to host and
100%.
to come on stage and to kind of relax a bit, you know. So you're right, man. It takes a village to do it. So look around you, see people that are, you know, I guess believe in your vision and believe in your source and are willing to, you know, chip in a little bit. And that it's okay to ask for help, even if it's a friend for like a couple of hours. I think that's one thing we also learned is like delegating is also important. You know, sometimes you might be like, but you know, we just want to have our hands on it to make it extra, you know. But like, you know, some people will have it will take it to the next level. Like Elevate, who basically sort out every bloody book club. And if you look at the pictures and all that kind of stuff, it's ridiculous. Like the way it looks, like how it is and how it's run, and the tea and the food, and you know what I mean. Even talk about the studio now. Like we're in the studio now, whereas previous studios we're not being like got the love that we've got here. Whereas before it was always like a formal thing, a formality. Like paid the money, get that on time. You're running behind someone after you get out, you know. And like sometimes like the logistics of running a podcast, especially like where guests might arrive late for whatever reason, and then you gotta be gone by a certain time, and it kind of puts a lot of pressure on you. Whereas now it just feels rigid.
Now we feel like we got a lot more freedom to create. And this space as well, so shout out to Concrete Culture Studios.
100%, 100,000,000%. And other question is, what's something we're doing now that felt impossible 12 months ago? So at the start of the year.
I think just seeing people, man, seeing people physically come in, showing up, where you're concerned, where you're like, are people gonna actually show up? I was like, they're not gonna, they're gonna show up, But
well, I had to. It was like, are they going to show up? And number 2 was, would they want to come back again?
Yeah. That was your fear, but for me, my fear was like, how are we gonna please those people? They're gonna come anyway. I was sure that we were gonna get people. Like, I believed in our network, but I didn't realize how strong it was. Honestly, like it was a lot easier to sell, like to have 150 people attend our event. I thought that would be an astronomical feat before.
And like the amount of work, I thought we had to make like 80 videos to...
Yeah, like we didn't do a lot of promotion, honestly.
We honestly did.
Like we were thinking about...
video.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing a giveaway before so we can help drive the thing, but we sold out and then we were like, okay, let's do a giveaway to actually give people back.
To come in,
Nah,
but let's just also talk about our community.
Funnily enough, one of the giveaway winners helped with the cakes. So shout out to her.
Is it?
Yeah.
No way.
Packing the cakes on the day. Yeah.
See, that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
Again, look, listen, shout out to our community, man. Honestly, I think the community that we've built is, there's a
second to none. 100%.
Legit, 100%. Like the people that we have that are coming in. Even after the show, everybody that came, that was there from the book club, that was in the huddle, you know, shout out to you guys and being excited for next year and the book club to come. Like, it's the most pleasant. Even my sister, when she came, she was like, yo, everybody there is so lovely. Like, she left with friends. Like, people are so communicative and like, just, it's, I don't know, it's the right type of people that you want to have, whether you're into books or whether you're trying to grow anything or whatever. Like, it's such a supportive and beautiful family that it genuinely feels like you could go to anybody and just spark up a convo, and it's not this weird networking feeling, you know, like everybody's trying to be transactional.
Yeah, like, I feel that at a lot of other events, like, it doesn't feel natural.
Where I'm like, oh, like, are you speaking to me because like you want something? Or, like, or am I even worthy to speak to you? Because I don't have anything to give you. And like, you go to some places,
brother.
And but like, you go to some places and like they're talking to you, but like they're looking over your shoulder. So they're like,
They're waiting for there's someone they already caught.
They're just like, but they're being
chunks over there in the corner.
They're being nice to you, and they're like, you know, just look. I'm like, we'll go over there. You know what I mean? Like, but here it's like, no, everybody's here for a good time.
I'm just imagining someone speaking to you and they're like,
just what, bro? It's literally
wrapping it up here. Oh man.
Yeah. But they've been more, I guess, careful than that. But the sentiment is there. Like, I know. I think from doing podcasts, I think we've developed a level of conversationalism of where you know this
the cues.
Wrap it up when somebody's actually engaged in the conversation that you're having. You know, and then I guess it brings us on to our next decision. But again, the family, our community. You guys are absolutely incredible. Like, we wouldn't be
the best
where we are without you guys, you know.
The best community.
And so now onto like risks and decisions. What would you say is the scariest decision we made this year?
I think just deciding to do live events, honestly. Like, that was for me so out of my comfort zone that I don't think people realize that. And people, like, the funniest thing is that I've heard, like, I always tell people Shamonk is the extroverted one. I think they saw it on the live event. 100%. That was live on display. But people always question that just because of your general deadpan, like resting, just straight behavior. You know, your monotoneness. Your body language in general, like on a normal regular conversation, I'm a lot more excitable than you.
100%.
Which is funny because when you see like what like, introvert extrovert actually means, and then think about it, like I wouldn't say I'm an introvert anymore. Like I can't say that. Like I don't think I'm allowed to say that anymore.
You've definitely stepped out.
But like that's something I've learned and forced myself out of the comfort zone and really forced myself. But like I would say that you have a natural inclination for being a showman, you know. And I think that event showed it, you know. And the funny thing is, like with your piece, like it was a very beautiful piece. But funny enough, I wasn't even listening. I listened back to it after. But so I read the room completely wrong with my reaction after.
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. This guy just came on and just threw salt and crap all over the stage that I built.
People were crying. There's tears. There's tears on the floor.
Thank you so much for talking about dementia.
I came like a Looney Tunes stuff. I came like a Looney Tunes character.
I was like, I was about to throw tomatoes. I held back. Anyways, I was like, what? That's it.
Just give my reasoning there. Like I wasn't actually listening. Unfortunately, I was preoccupied with other things, and when I was just in the go with the flow mode in that event, I would just. My brain wasn't there with the performers for most of them. Like,
to be fair, I would have taken it more personal, but you also did it to Layla.
Yeah.
He was like, "Yeah, that was a good piece. I don't know how much is relatable because
I said I don't know who would relate to the mermaid part. It wasn't for me, but
it wasn't for me.
That's what I said. But but overall, I actually really enjoyed that song. But anyways, I think that was a whole new experience. So like the risk that we took to create the shows and the live events, because that puts like us on the spotlight, and that's something I'm very uncomfortable with. So I don't know how I'm gonna react. I don't know what my next action is gonna be. That's why on the stage and on the event, on the live show, there was a lot of things where the thing that annoyed me the most out of the whole night was just my own performance. And not that I wasn't. I think I was a good host, but I felt like I just said some things that I wouldn't say next time. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I was just in like complete freestyle mode.
I wasn't as present.
Yeah, I wasn't present.
Calculated decisions.
Nah. I wasn't.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, but otherwise, that risk I felt like in terms of just starting it. I think in terms of just taking risks, like starting the live shows and taking those risks, it really put a spotlight on us. Where that's something like completely out of my comfort zone. So I didn't feel like. That like we'll start off strong, and especially in the first book club, for example, like the way we started off, I was like, damn, like all my worst fears are coming right now, because I felt like we just started off very awkward, very awkward. Of course, it's the first time, and it's always like that, but I think we've quickly learned and developed very quickly, and then having the conference and like saying yes to that after the initial no. That was a big learning curve again. And the live show where we're like, let's just do it. We can do it. And I was the unbeliever there. So I think like taking those risks and like coming back and seeing the accomplishments after them has been like a massive payoff, I would say.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because I feel like it's one of those things, especially. Because the way we were talking about before in the conference and stuff like that, I was like, it would be good for you to get some stage presence. For me, it just happened by chance. And also like doing the Duxie Days interview things, I was bricking it. Ever since then, it's got, I guess, easier and easier. So I was like, you know what, you need to actually just put yourself out there. And on top of that, the book club as well, I think the reason why it was extra awkward was because we were so separated from everyone. Obviously, there was people on our sides, but in the women's exclusive team, which is a lovely space, they were just like everyone was there, so it felt like
we set up the layout.
It almost felt like we was on stage.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why it was like,
it felt like a spotlight.
It's like, everyone's here. You know what I mean? So that's why I had that little extra bit of thing. But like I was saying, even in the podcast, I was way more nervous for the first book club than I was for the show. And to me though, I get really obsessive with things. So I was like looking at MCs, how to MC, how to do this, you know.
I didn't look at any of that, you know.
But when there's something in front of me, I just strive again. I think, like I was saying, the reason I was talking to him about Timothy Chalamet, some of his interviews. The guy is like actually spitting in terms of like when you get obsessive with what you're trying to do and what you're trying to become, and you're like just trying to learn different skills and like, okay, I'll go about it this way. So then when you're in the moment, you're almost ready because you have it inside you. It's the same thing with like Inspyre. We have all the knowledge of like how to get to the next step, but we just don't do it because we've always played it safe before. But now like actually taking the risks, we're like, oh, we can fly once we jump out the nest, you know? So in my head, I'm like, okay, just fill up my knowledge with like so many different ways how to MC, how to be more present on stage, how to like, you know, all this kind of stuff. So then when I'm in that position, it doesn't feel as strange to be like, okay, this is my first time. What the hell do I do up here? You know, it's like I'm almost living vicariously through other people.
I'd like to ask you how you practice for that, but that's a story for another day, I think.
No, I didn't practice for it properly. It was just all visuals, like on the stage, how it would look, audience, etc., stuff like that. Other comedians that are on stage, comedians mainly, because I feel like their stage presence is second to none. That's their job.
Yeah.
And they're not performing, they're just speaking to you, but they're like, here, you know?
I think what helped me was us visiting the venue that one time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think just seeing the size of the stage, and I was just consciously thinking like, I need to make sure that I use all the space available, but try not to be too erratic.
Yeah.
So I feel like I've done a good job in that for a first time.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Like,
I think it's only because from the outside looking in, obviously not in your head, you seemed quite comfortable out there.
Yeah.
You were doing a little smiley stuff. You know what I mean? So it wasn't like
that's something I've learned from the podcast. You just gotta fake it till you make it with that one.
Yeah, well,
you just smile. You just smile, and then people will be like,
"Yeah, because if you smile, you're comfortable. People get comfortable."
Yeah.
But if you were stiff and like, just then you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I had to sub you off.
To be fair, towards the end of the show, people will notice like I was barely coming on because I was like, I'm knackered. Like I need a sub right now. Yeah, I needed a breather, you know.
So I got another one. This is more, I guess, a reality check. Because it was more about the toughness during the year of like, what would you say was the hardest month for you?
The hardest month?
Yeah. And why?
December,
really? Hey, and he's had a few things. He's had the ACL tearings.
No, that was it. That was the end of the year before. Nah,
is it?
I mean, I was moving houses and we were planning our biggest show ever at the same time. And like the week after our show, I had to go to another. I had to get out of the city again to go to another wedding.
Oh,
so like I've had a very busy December, and like like just in terms of physical capacity, to be able to do things and mentally trying to think of things, trying to fine tune ideas. We showed up at the Somali Circle Scope, Somalis in Tech. I'm missing one. Somali Sideways that event.
Goat Herders.
Yeah, the Goat Herders event. We went there, but I had a half mind to not show up because I was just so busy. But I was like, let's just show love in it. So yeah, we went to that, and then literally after that, we sat in my car and we fine tuned we were like listening back to the audio from the Inspyre bot. We were fine tuning the game plan for the whole event. So like. Those little moments, like I really needed that. Without those moments, I don't think I would have. I think I would have struggled during the event.
Okay.
Yeah. So December was tough, but I think we managed quite well.
No, I think that makes more sense for you because I remember the week leading to, obviously you was moving out. Everything.
Monday I moved houses.
Literally,
and Sunday was the event. Yeah. On the same week.
And
the new house needed a lot of work. So the new house needed a lot of work.
It was madness. What was walking in.
Think about Ballamori, but all the houses are in one house.
In one house. But yeah, so I was like, okay, he's doing his thing. Let me just, I guess, also just make the logistics of it. So by the time you come back, it's like everything's ready for you. How to introduce the next acts, how to all that kind of, I guess. So I guess doing that was what gave me the clarity to know, okay, this is what's. Whereas I think if I went into it kind of like how you did, of like not really knowing anything, focusing on the yard and then coming in. It
wouldn't have worked.
I think if we both had, I think it was good. I guess one person wasn't going through the whole life change.
Of course.
In a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And what would you say we nearly broke the momentum this year?
You know what? Like you mentioned, like the little June rut, like May June rut, where we just disappear on the face of the earth for no reason. But funnily enough, this year it didn't feel like we're gonna fail after that. It felt like we'll come back and we'll just kick on and keep on doing bigger things. I don't know why that is. There was different intention about this year, I would say. Maybe because of the way we started the season and. We just wanted to make sure we end it very well. And like so, it's kicking off the book club upon our return. I think that was really good. What was the question again?
No, it was basically that. It was what nearly broke the momentum this year.
Yeah, but it didn't really break
like
it.
That.
Yeah, I don't think anything broke the momentum this year. I think this is the one year we had momentum from start to finish, and like that blip for some reason just didn't bother us too much.
Yeah, because normally it's a great area.
Normally it rattles us.
Yeah.
Normally we're like, what's gonna happen next?
But to be fair, like it literally feels like such a great area. I
think we just start off the year hard, and then Ramadan comes, and then we kind of I guess I guess momentum is the right word.
Yeah.
We kind of get derailed from our momentum a little bit, and then we're trying to recalibrate after that. We take too long most of the time, but this time we didn't take too long. I think we kicked off thinking about the book club and announcing the book and getting people involved and selling tickets pretty quickly. So the rut was a lot shorter than it normally was, and there was a clear like target like at the end.
Come back.
Yeah,
for sure. And I feel like I guess it's a lesson for everyone. I guess momentum is kind of those. I think it's also a fleeting thing. It comes in and out. You're not going to always be as strong. But if you have like things in place, like the moment we had the book club, okay, now this is what we're doing every month. That it just naturally gives you momentum to be like, okay, this is what we're doing. Like if you have a clear goal of like, okay, next month this is what I'm gonna do, you'll naturally be walking towards that without even really knowing it.
Yeah.
Because I guess towards the end of like when the book clubs were happening monthly, I remember one of my friends, he was like, yo, how do you even do this every month? But it felt easier as we went along with it because we kind of built up a system around. Obviously, he was doing the merch, so it's a bit different for you. But for me, it was like, okay, I'll get the food the night before. I
was involved in the food as well.
Yeah, you was involved. Yeah, but that's what. But what I'm saying is that's like the main push. Because usually you handle the quiz, and
I think we've learned what we both are good at, what our strengths are basically, and we've kind of aligned. And then when we need help from each other, like we have this one one shared note on the iPhone that every month, like we just have like a checklist of things that we need to do, and then we always rotate like what's based on what our capacity is. Like, can we do this? Who can do this? Who can do this? Obviously, the merch is with me, but yeah, who knows? I'll be interested to see merch come from you in the Expo Club. I think that would be interesting because Shamaki produces a random design sometimes. I'm just like, okay, this is pretty cool. Like the Inspyre Nights branding. Like the original branding was like I was knackered in it, and we were trying to do a different design style completely, based on a couple like reference images you found. But then like I just didn't have the time to like sit down and I think because most of them were quite analog designs. They were like photocopy, like it's been messed up, like altered a little bit, and I was doing it digitally. I didn't have the time to like really fine tune it, so it didn't come out nice. Or in the way that we wanted, basically. And then, you randomly came up on that on Canva with one like a design.
I remember.
And then I saw that.
It was like, we were like, oh, it's the next day that we're gonna announce it. So it was like
we needed something.
Working. I was like, let's just let me just crack on and see if I can, somehow do something. Master. And the mad part is like I spent like 2 hours doing something, and this was done in like the last 20 minutes of that. The first ones were like some curtain ones and then one microphone one, and I felt like they were interesting, but they just weren't saying enough. And then when I stumbled across this one, and then I had like the two pictures of us, I was like, okay. And then, but it was in black and white. It was mostly in like black and white.
I don't know why. Sometimes I just think this guy colorblind. I don't know. I know this brother is dyslexic.
I was trying to give it that moody look, that melancholy indie look. But then, it was a good suggestion to switch it to blue.
So like I think you came with a solid design, and then I just with my refined design, I just fine tuned it a little bit, and then we managed to use that across the branding for everything, which worked out very nice. And there was even like different details that we could switch around when we wanted as well.
Like that paper effect, and I think you know what I've realized is the kind of relationship we have in a non-flattery way is kind of like Quincy Jones and MJ. In terms of MJ couldn't play a single instrument, but he'd be like, I just needed like just do that. And then so sometimes I'd be like, yo.
I was thinking, who the hell is he talking about?
MJ is like Michael Jackson, of course, the one and only. And then Quincy would be like, what the hell are you talking about? So I'd be like sometimes to him like, oh, could you just add little this, little that? And he'd be like, what, like text box or something? Is that what you're talking about? or like, you mean blue? And I'm like, that's
there's a colour like.
There's a colour that's just like the ocean. It's not the ocean, you know what I mean? So so I guess we have a good partnership in that. You know, he's able to see what the hell I'm talking about.
And you're able to take the abuse back. I don't think people realize I'm quite a stubborn, harsh-worded person sometimes.
No, he's very crass in terms of his feedback, and you just gotta be like, you know what? Let's hope he doesn't really mean what he's saying.
terrible at doing this way. I give you like
There's
some
no
nice
gentle thing.
I give you some nice.
I was writing books.
I do like a
parachute.
For example, like people do the compliment sandwich, right? Well, I do like. Here's a little compliment, little bit. I'll give you a little something, a crumb. But now I'm gonna destroy your sandwich. I'm gonna dash out. I do the Gordon Ramsay thing.
Yeah.
But I feel like over the years, like I guess I've learned to fine tune that a little bit. But now we're at a point where I would say, you know what I'm thinking a lot of the time before. Like, so I feel like before it's because I would say, like in the past, especially, you weren't, you didn't try and fine tune the finer details.
Yeah.
Where now I feel like you're really picking up an eye for details.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that from the perspective of someone who's been doing design stuff for a long time, you know. I think people don't realize our backgrounds are a little bit different in that regard.
Yeah.
So like when you come up with something, like a design or something, or some kind of wording or whatever, I would say in the past, you'd have a great idea, but like the finishing touches, you just leave it there. You just put it there. But like I'll be like, okay, do we need to see how we can improve this and improve this and improve this, and then here's the cherry on top. Whereas now I feel like you put in a lot more effort. I don't know. Would you say that's the way you do things a bit different?
I've kind of developed it a bit more. Definitely, for sure, compared to how I was. I couldn't put two things together. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'll just be like, like I have it in my head, but I'm like, I don't know, I can't create what's in my head. And even halfway between that, then it just becomes unrecognizable. And I'm like, this just isn't. Whereas now I feel like I've been kind of, learning a little bits and pieces here and there to basically be able to, I'm like, if I can at least give you 60% of what I'm going for, then you'll know, like, okay, this is what he means. Whereas like if it's anything less than that, it's in that conceptual non-understanding thing of like murkiness.
Because Shamaki is a mysterious character sometimes. everybody who knows him knows Shamaki is a bit of a mysterious character sometimes. Sometimes he'll drop a text message, it'll be like half the sentence is finished. What's next? What did he say? But I feel like that's where we realize what our biggest strengths are. I would say we're both idea machines. Like we're both very good at creating ideas, and I'm very good at fine tuning them. Where you're very good at driving them. Whereas now I would say you're a lot better at fine tuning them. I'm still someone who struggles with just driving. But like I'm saying, like the initial jump start, I really struggle with that.
But the initial.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better at it. But that's where we both recognize our clear strengths and weaknesses in that regard. I think we're starting to complement each other in that way.
Yeah, for sure. Because even in my head, I'm like, as soon as I get you over the hump of what is this? Why are we doing this? And then you become obsessive. Very good. Like, it's not even like a case where, I think if it was a thing where you'd be like every time like, okay, why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? As we're getting closer to it,
that would be very jarring.
Then it's like, okay, let's not even. But it's like, it's literally at the start, it'd be like, okay, why are we doing the book club on this day? All right, fine, I guess that is. And then next thing you know, you're coming up with the merch idea and this and that, and I found this place that we can do it in, and that's like, you know what I mean? That's when I'm like, this is, you know what I mean? And then it inspires me to be like, okay, let's just, pick up and like, and it's very much complimentary in that essence. What would you say is a win that we didn't celebrate enough?
A win that we didn't celebrate enough? Nothing.
I think there's one that I think when we hit 1K on TikTok.
I don't care about that.
And then I sent it to him, and I was like, "Yo, you hit 1K."
No, you didn't say on TikTok. Keywords, you're omitting keywords here. This is what I mean, but this guy's mysterious. He sent a text message saying, "Yo, we hit 1K," and he sounded so excited. Then I was like, "Okay, on what?" Like, I didn't say that to you, but I went and checked all the different platforms. The first thing I checked was YouTube. I was like, something magical happened. I felt so let down.
Of course. Because, I mean, for the context, YouTube has been our goal for the start of it. That was our first baby, because we said this in another video that got scrapped, but YouTube was our main goal. It still is.
It's always been like, after realizing we're not going to be footballers. YouTube was like, we want to be YouTubers.
Since 2016, we've been at it, but not like properly, but so
2015, like before that, like we were doing YouTube.
And so like it's always been like the grail for us to hit So of course, when he heard 1K,
oh man,
he thought it was.
I was in the clouds.
Yeah. But for me, I was.
Then someone slipped my parachute. That's how I felt.
Just kill yourself. Yeah. But the reason why I felt like it was, top level stuff was because I've never seen 1K for us before. So I was like, if I can see it there, then I can visualize it in different mediums.
Yeah.
And that's where it was like, okay, it's the first time we've cracked like the 3 digits.
Yeah.
So I feel like that was one that I feel like, we could have celebrated it more in terms of like, if we can do it here, we can,
I think in general, what I'll say is, we don't celebrate things. Both of us, like, we have our link-ups with friends every now and then. Funnily enough, we still end up using that time to talk about Inspyre stuff.
Yeah.
So we can see that we're quite obsessed about this, but we don't celebrate. Like, for example, after Inspyre Nights, like, our friends went off and had dinner and they invited us. But obviously we were knackered, innit? There's no chance in it. But if it was like the next day, it would have been perfect, innit?
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't really do that enough. Like for example, after our first book club, after our last book club, maybe we should have had a little dinner with the people that were involved.
Yeah. And be like, whoa, look what we actually did, and just like sat in that for a bit.
Yeah, we always kind of just quickly move on. Even during the Inspyre Nights event leading up to it, I was thinking about what can we do next year and how can we improve next year. And we hadn't even done the event yet.
Yeah, legit.
So I think that's the thing. Sometimes we need to stop and reflect and say that, okay, we done that really well,
100%. And even now, like, we were like, oh, we're gonna take a break after the New Year's and do this, and here we are, straight first day New Year, we're doing Inspyre Btyes. But what would you say success looks like for us now that it didn't before?
What do you mean?
Well, I'll caveat it, but with an answer. I feel like success now is the events and stuff like that we're doing, community building, and actually finally hitting certain metrics. Whereas before, I don't think we had. It was kind of like a case of let's just keep doing the podcast and like we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Without it being like, okay, let's aim for this, let's aim for that, let's aim for this amount of people come in. Let's now there's like more things that. Like, for example, even the Q4, the different boxes that we did on the
yeah, that was good.
That was good, and it showed things that we've accomplished. So you had different things like the events, the book club, the podcast. So it's like, once you tick off all of that, and there's nothing I love more than just ticking things off. And so when you tick off all that thing, podcast done, book club done, then you're like, oh wow, this was actually a good year.
Yeah.
Well, we might have even had that last year, but we didn't. We weren't rational.
We didn't set the landmarks, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
The benchmarks.
For sure. And then how would you say that you've changed? And this is more about growth, I guess, both personally and creatively. How have you changed because of Inspyre this year?
I think I'm a lot more confident in myself speaking in front of a lot of people. I'm not so worried about what other people think about me when I'm just out there.
Yeah.
Whereas before I was cringe at myself. Whereas more like during the event, I mentioned it before, that like during the event I was cringing at my own performance because I was kind of freestyling things.
Yeah.
And that was like a first time thing, but it wasn't like a cringe where I was like, oh, not this guy again. It was more like it was more like, okay, next time I know that maybe I need to stay a bit more focused on each performance so I can give it an appropriate reaction, whereas before I didn't, where I kind of screwed things up. For example, your very sensitive performance, I came on and absolutely violated. Everybody was,
all over the
basically.
To be fair though, it was only in retrospect that I saw it. I'll be honest, I didn't hear it in the moment.
Yeah.
But in the what's it called?
I mean, I still got your round of applause,
Huh?
I still got your round of applause at the end.
Yeah, you did.
You know what it was? I was hearing what I was saying. I was like, no. Yo, come back to positivity right now. You're being too negative right now. The timing was a bit off. So, but yeah, I think just putting myself out of my comfort zone has forced me to grow as a person.
Yeah.
But mainly, I would say the main thing is that I really believe in Inspyre now more than any other hobby or passion I have.
Yeah.
Whereas before I had a lot of FOMO, like, I'm doing this, I'm trying to juggle too many things.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do one of them to succeed, but Like none of them really were.
Like, oh, let me just fuel one scene.
Yeah. And I do the freelance graphic design stuff. I do freelance video editing, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I never enjoyed any of them because I don't like working for other people.
Yeah.
I think it always comes back down to that,
100%.
right? I don't like working for other people and like building something and like seeing your own idea cultivate and grow and seeing 300 people in 1 year come, like within 6 months coming and celebrating that and supporting that has been such a fulfilling and I guess era-defining moment for me. Yeah. So like, I guess now that I'm here, age 30, it's a new decade. I think it's been a very nice way to wrap up my 20s.
Yeah, no, 100%, man, 100%. I think like a good way, definitely wrapping up the. Well, I mean, I'm turning 30 next year, but like this is, I guess, the most belief I've had in myself in a minute and a half. Before it was just kind of like, I guess, okay, I can see somebody else doing it, but I don't see myself doing it. And I was in the last couple of years, it was kind of like, okay, but why not me? You know, why not me every time? And it's like, okay, we've done certain things, and now I'm like, okay, we can do it. Yeah. And I think also having a belief from like our wives and people around us being like, oh, you know, this was good. Or even after the show, there was a sister that came up to me and she was like, oh, we should bring this to like this place in London, we should bring it to Birmingham, we should bring the show to, you know, and there's other people making plans for us. And it's like, okay, so you see
even volunteers,
the thing.
Like we had our family and our friends supporting us, but there was volunteers who actually volunteered themselves randomly that wanted to show up and support us.
Exactly. And we're like, yo, listen, whenever you guys are doing anything else, I'm there, you know. And so it's like, you know, you're feeding off of also other people believing in what you're doing, that it goes from more of like almost a hobby to like a responsibility of like, okay, this is a thing now. This is his own vehicle, it's his own life that we can, you know. And then also with that, how would you say it's been like working with me this year?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think I was saying like in terms of our strengths and our weaknesses, like it's been a year where we've really grown comfortable in understanding how to communicate with each other. I think you've become a better communicator, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
You were a shocking communicator before. Before, half the time, I didn't know if he knew where we were. Like.
No, 1,000,000%.
Yeah. I think that's helped massively. And we have to acknowledge that, because that's a key thing. Like if you're working in a partnership, if there's a struggle to communicate, that's where ideas kind of die, basically.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So I feel like I'm a lot more confident in that I'll get what I need from you when I need, and we know, like, oh, one of us is struggling at some points in our lives, or whatever it is. Like this is time for us to step up. So like 100%. For example, moving houses that week, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be involved in planning and stuff. So like you sorting out all the papers and all that stuff, organising, even the Inspyre Nights audio, you managed all that by yourself pretty much with just very harsh worded critics from me. You know? So like you being able to take that on and be like, okay, this is how it operates. And understanding that, I think it's given me a lot of confidence in you as a friend and as a brother. And as a co-founder, I guess. So I know, like, ideas will stick as a result, you know.
No, for sure. Growth. I think even for me, a lot of the growth was in that, like, understanding myself and how I come across and the communications. Because I mean, this isn't nothing new. You've been saying this for a minute and a half. And also I realized, okay, if we're doing this together, we're doing a business. If it is a partnership, you know, you have to step up. Things like even phone calls, messages, like when things are getting serious and you know, you can't disappear.
Before in the past, I would just think, like, if we tried to Inspyre Nights like the year before, for example, I'll be like, is this guy even going to respond?
I might just message you once, like a day before. It's still happening tomorrow, but until then it would have been so great, like, what's this guy
even
on?
with the venue itself, you went and sorted that all out. Like that's a big, like I sorted out a lot of venues in the book clubs, like the first one, for example, but then you sorted out other venues, but like this one was the big venue we needed. And like, yes, like there were some obstacles along the way, I would say.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Like we wanted to do a lot more with the venue, but I don't know, it just didn't work out. But after doing that event, we were quite happy with the venue regardless, you know. So yeah, I think you taking up these kind of roles and like saying, okay, I'm gonna do it, but actually doing it, that's giving me a lot more confidence in you. So I feel like I can trust you a lot more with things, you know.
No, for sure. And I think that's a main big thing is, I guess, also trust and like trusting your partner's ability to actually do stuff and get the job done. Like, you know, like if I can't do something, I know Mo's going to be able to do it, and I'm not going to, and I can sleep well being like, okay, he understands like what we're going for, instead of being like, oh, but you know, will he do it right? Will he do it like this? Will he do it like that?
The one thing I can't sleep well with is you keep calling me Mo in front of everybody. I'm telling you, listen, mate, I don't be getting called Mo.
You don't ascribe to Mo.
No.
Don't worry, it's all right. Deeply apologize.
Reword that.
Yeah. So Mohammed, when I know, like
I have to do it on camera because I did it off camera before, but he didn't acknowledge it. Now all the people know.
And now everybody knows. Yeah. So like when Mohammed is, you know, like I can trust him to be able to do what he needs to do. For example, the way I would say, being into, I guess, armies and stuff like that, it's like 2 cavalry members, where one of them goes, okay, I'm just going to do a quick recon mission, and instead of being like, no, stick to the script, we have to keep going on this path here, you trust the person to be like, okay, they're going to do a good job with their little reconnaissance, and then they'll be back, and everything will still keep going forward. Whereas if the other person goes off, trails off, does their own kind of thing, and you're always looking around like, they're doing it right, this isn't it, then it just slows everything down. And it doesn't also give the person the trust to be able to do things themselves the next time, you know? Because a lot of the time we're juggling other things, we're gonna, you know, we can't always both be there. And so I guess you have to trust your partner to be like, okay, they'll get the job done in the way that obviously fits the mold of the brand, and I think that's what was happening.
Yeah, there's a lot of power in that now. I think.
Yeah, a lot of the time and stuff like that. Like we'll talk about designs and stuff like that, but like I know I'm comfortable just letting you do your thing, and you'll come back with. Whereas like imagine if I was all the time like, yo, this isn't it. I just change this. You'd be jarred off by it. You don't want to do it next time. And then
I know when I'm not hitting the brief, you know, and like you don't need to have that conversation with me. I already know. I'm like,
and that's what I'm saying. So now that's like builds it off to now you're off to the races once your communication is, I guess, improved.
We've got time for one more question.
We've got time for one more, yeah. So looking ahead,
short one.
Looking ahead, what does a good year look like next year?
I think keep growing, having another big event like this, keep doing the book club, but trying different things and hitting that 1K on YouTube. I think we do it next year.
Yeah, for sure, definitely.
And I think that for me will be like, okay, this is a life milestone.
Yeah, but you know, I know you, man. You're just like me, but once we hit that 1K, we'll feel good for like a week. And then after that,
I changed, man. I'm a changed man.
You're gonna sit in it.
I'm gonna sit in. I'm gonna enjoy that. It's been a long time to get there.
That's true. To be fair, well, I think maybe we'll see. I think we're gonna have to go out for something.
Oh man.
People be like, what 1K? That doesn't mean much anymore. In these
it doesn't
days
mean much
in YouTube.
Yeah.
But if you're an OG YouTuber, you know what that 1K means, man.
Yeah.
That's the door between getting bread and no bread. And just the closing one. If someone watched everything we did this year, what do you hope they'll take away?
I think just our message is inspiring people through storytelling, making people feel better about themselves, feel better about their family, feel better about the world, because there's not such a negative place. Like, I see a lot of people, like, you know, Hank Green from the Vlog Brothers.
Oh yeah,
I love his stuff nowadays. I'm binging his stuff all the time. But he made a post the other day. He was talking about how like a lot of people say like humans are cancer, like if you like wiped all the humans out, the world would be a better place and stuff like that. A lot of people have those thoughts, especially nowadays. And, like, there's so much evil in the world.
No, of course, yeah.
I think at the end of the day, we've got to start with ourselves, innit? And like thinking about how we can improve ourselves, like emotionally, physically, everything. Yeah. Right. And I think Inspyre's main idea is to do that through storytelling, and like just hearing all the different stories from around the world and absorbing them and feeling the emotion and seeing how we can apply those in our lives. Yeah. I think people will see our content from this year and feel that, you know.
Yeah. No. Absolutely. And I think definitely one thing as well is definitely to dream big, but also protecting the small flames. Like if your video, you've kicked it off and it's not making crazy numbers that you're expecting, to just keep on going. And I think one thing that you can see from us is like we're not the biggest, but if you look at the people that turn up to our communities and come up to our shows, like we didn't have none of that last year. And it was a case of like, okay, we thought about it and then we just went after it. And alhamdulillah, it managed to happen.
Yeah, with the right people.
Yeah, and so literally like you're not far from anything that you want to pursue, except with like consistency and perseverance. Like those are the two things that you need in the equation to go from what you want and having it. In between all of that, you're gonna go through tough times, and you know what I mean. But tough times never last. We know this, but nobody really believes it. And when the tough time comes, they're like, I'm gonna just come back for this another time. But no, like this for me personally as well. This is like. I feel like I've put all my eggs in this basket. I feel like this is end or be all. That's why I'm obsessive with this
extremist right here.
And you've got to be, I guess, in a way, obsessive with what you want and with your passions. Otherwise, you won't have the grit to go after it. So yeah, man, dream big for sure. That's definitely what we want people to go after. If you want whatever you want to do in life, you can really do it. And yeah, definitely, if you sometimes you're falling back on that, come to us, watch our aesthetic proactivity in our pursuit of, I guess, our goals, and be like, you know what, if these two guys can do it, these two knuckleheads, then why
Pinky in the brain,
can't
huh? Huh? Pinky in the brain, huh?
Yeah, why can't we? You know, and that's the main, I guess, message that we want people to, after they've watched everything, to leave with on Inspyre, and hopefully be inspired. But yeah, man, that's everything. I think one thing we'll definitely do for sure next year is have a proper introduction again, reintroduction.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a talk for another day. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you.
Round of applause for yourselves.